In this lecture, we are actually going to discuss about the very first service in the AWS, that is about IAM, which stands for Identity and the Access Management. So let's first quickly go ahead and log in into our AWS account and then come back to our slides. So I'll go to my account. And I will log in into my AWS account by entering in my email ID and the password. So once we are logged in into the AWS account, click on the services and you should be able to see IAM basically under the section security, identity and the compliance. So this is the very first service that we are going to actually talk about and explore how we can actually manage the AWS accounts. Moving back to the slides. So what is IAM? AWS Identity and the Access Management enables you to manage access to the AWS services and the resources securely. You use IAM to control who is authenticated and authorized to use resources. So as such, we all know whenever we log in into one of the cloud accounts, we usually have different services like storage, databases, virtual machines, networking, and a lot more. Now, how do we define which user has got a specific set of access to which specific service in this, right? So we actually go ahead into the IAM section and this actually helps us to manage it appropriately. So what does the IAM basically give us? It gives us a fine-grained access control to AWS resources. It gives us a multi-factor authentication. It also helps us to integrate with the corporate directory. So in case if I have got more than hundreds or thousands plus users in my company and I want all of them to start using the AWS account, it will be very tedious job if I have to add each one of them individually. So specifically we can use this service which will help us to integrate with the corporate directory as well and manage the access for the mobile applications with the help of web identity providers. So we may use Gmail login or maybe the Facebook login or the LinkedIn login for any of the web-based applications or the mobile applications that we actually develop on the AWS with the help of this IAM service. Now the most important terms that we actually look forward into the IAM are users, groups and the roles. So user is like a single user. We can think about any end user who is going to access the AWS account. And as we see here, a small policy document has been put across, right? Which basically means a set of permissions being given to this user. Similarly, I can have a group of users who are being defined with a set of permissions, or we also call it as a policies. And then we also have the roles, which is also again attached with a certain set of permissions or the policies. So how does this actually work? So I may have a user with the name Dave who may have the complete access to the AWS account. So here you can see in the policy document I have put across all the green tick marks, and this is a Amazon Web Services AWS account where the user Dave is trying to access some services like EC2 where he can spin up some virtual machines, RDS where he can create some databases, EBS where he can create some volumes, S3 where he can store some data and so on. Right, so this is one example of how a single user can actually be given across a set of permissions and then he would be using a AWS account. Now it might become a tedious job if I have to go ahead and add each user and then set up a policy document for them individually. So what we can do is we can actually go ahead and create a group with a set of permissions and thereby start adding the users to that specific group so that the management becomes much more easier. So here in this specific policy I have given all the set of access apart from one of the restrictions. So this set of group of users will be able to access the AWS account but with a limited capability. Now finally the thing that comes is roles. So roles are basically used when we want one AWS service to be able to communicate with the other one. That's why you can see here I have put across it as role virtual machine, and next we have role third party access. So let's say I have got multiple AWS accounts. So one AWS account wants to access the other AWS accounts resources, right? So how do we do it? Specifically with the help of roles we should be able to do it. Also, when we talk about another way of using the roles, so I may have a storage space like S3 bucket, and I want a virtual machine to be able to access it, right? So in this policy document I can actually go ahead and give a limited set of instructions to one of the AWS resource, and with the help of the roles I'll be able to access another resource of the AWS as well. So that is it for this video. So let's look out for the lab in the next upcoming video. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.